Hi guys, it's Denise with Create Your Future. Thanks for joining me for today's video. Today we are going to talk about recreating people, recreating anyone, recreating everyone, what you need to do it before we get started. However, we have a contest going and the winners will receive, there are 3 winners, and they will receive a 1-hour coaching session with the coach of their choice. So that's pretty awesome. And you enter the contest by commenting on our videos, something that you have manifested using law of assumption. And obviously you need to be subscribed to the channel, which I'm sure you are if you're here. And if you're not, click subscribe now. Also, as many of you know, I do have a couple of courses out, and they are, one of them is the I Am course, and it's about creating, manifesting the ideal version of you that has all of the things that you want. So it's about getting yourself to become the version of you that is able to think from the end of the one that has everything that she or he is manifesting in your lives. And then the other course is on living in the end. So these 2 courses together are actually pretty awesome because you take the I Am course, builds your confidence up, gets you secure in yourself, and it makes it much easier to live from the end of having the desired manifestation. So they're pretty cool back to back. Maybe I'll do a bundle on them actually. I think I'm going to do that. Okay. Anyhow, so recreating people. This is really fun and it can be really daunting at times and it can seem really hard, but if you persist, you can create someone to show up completely opposite than you've ever seen them in the past. I've done it myself with people. I'm in the middle of a recreation right now, and that's what inspired me to do this video. So let's talk about that. One of the things to remember is that it's completely possible. Like, you have to keep reminding yourself that you can change anybody in your reality. And the reason you can change anybody in your reality is because you have been creating them to begin with. So every single person in your experience is always responding directly to your assumptions of them. So you're not even changing them, you're changing your assumptions of them. And if you can do that, you can do anything, like anything. So just keep reminding yourself as you're going through this process of recreating that it's all you. You're not you're not doing it and then waiting each moment. Did it work? Did it stick? Are they here? Did they show up? Are they like this? You're doing it for the long game. You're doing it for the end result. So you just keep being more and more consistent in this ideal version time and time again through, through the other versions still showing up, the old stuff. It's got to work itself out. It has to continue manifesting until you're dominantly in your new assumption, right? And you just stick to it and just keep reminding yourself, like, I created them to show up the way they did to begin with. So obviously I can change them. A really important thing to do along the way is to forgive yourself for creating them the way they showed up, especially if there's things that are super undesirable or things that hurt you, right? You want to, like, accept what had happened, accept and acknowledge that you created it, and then forgive yourself for creating them that way and acknowledge that they didn't want to be that way to you. That's how you created them. But you're forgiving yourself and you're moving on. So that's really important to make sure you let go of that. Like, really let go of the resentment that you may have toward them, or guilt or resentment that you may have toward yourself for how you created them. Just let it be in the past. Already manifested. It's already dead, done, and gone. So let it be and move forward with a new perspective. So what you want to do is, obviously, if you're not clear on all the behaviors that you want to change, list them out. Write down all your complaints about the person. Write down everything you dislike about them. And then clearly identify a new intention that will counter each one, right? Renounce each one of those. And now this is your new mental diet that you want to stick to about this person. I have found that it is really helpful to, in this new mental diet, include things that you actually do appreciate about them right now, just the way they are, especially in the beginning, because it just eases a lot of that resistance and frustration. And if you're focusing on things about somebody that you actually like, you will be able to build on that easier because you're now creating a platform of positivity. Whereas, from before, it's these are all the things I don't like. And if you're just focused on all the things you don't like, you're going to just have a struggle to shift from focusing on what you don't like to focusing on what you do like. So use that as sort of like a bridge, or, the gateway drug, the gateway thought to get you to thinking more positively about your person. It's really helpful. So just include like 3 to 5 things that you can think of that you like about them, just the way they are. Obviously, you have things you like about them because you want to manifest them in your life, right? I would assume. Or maybe you just want to manifest them to change and then disappear. And that's fine too. It's your reality. You can do whatever you want. But I'm assuming that if you're watching videos on recreating people, that it's because you want them to stick around. So I have found that for me, it's much easier and it's like a smoother process if I focus on things that I like about the person first, right? Because then it's also like, this is why I want to make these other things better. This is why this person is worth it, because there are qualities in them that are amazing and wonderful and that I really appreciate. So it helps with the mental part of, why am I even doing this? Should I even waste my time with this? Why would I want to change this person? Why don't I just walk away? It helps with that, because then you're like, well, there's these things that I actually really appreciate about this person, and I think they're phenomenal for having these qualities and traits. So I just want to improve the other things about them, right? So that's important to do. Helpful, maybe. I mean, I think it's important for me to do. May not be important for you to do, but it's going to be helpful for sure. Um, and then, you want to remember that the whole the way it works, like, not the whole point, but the way it works is, you have to let this imaginal version become basically more important than the 3D version. You have to decide that the way you're thinking about them matters more than the way they're showing up. And eventually they will show up the way you want, but it's easier if you just sort of let go of how they're showing up right now, right? Don't react. Accept current reality. Like, let it go. Just, oh, this is old stuff manifesting. Maybe not even that old. This is stuff from this morning still manifesting. Like, that's fine too. But as long as you're acknowledging that it is working and it will stick, it's just taking a few more intentions, or a few more days of focus, or a few more days of letting go, or a few more days of forgiving yourself, whatever the thing is that's kind of sticking and sticking around that you don't like, whatever is creating the resistance that keeps this old version sticking around. Just keep pushing. It's going to be okay. You don't have to push hard, but just keep doing the work of practicing a healthy mental diet. And just know that it's really about weight. It's about where you're putting the dominance of your attention, right? It's weight, where you're putting more importance, more value, more meaning. If you're putting more meaning in the 3D version, remember what you're actually doing is making your old manifestation dictate your current manifestation, right? So if somebody showed up as, I don't know, I'm going to use the word careless. Somebody kept showing up as careless in your reality, and you wanted to make them become thoughtful and caring. But every time they're showing up as careless, you keep getting hung up on it, thinking, oh, they're still careless. They're still careless. They're still careless. The only reason they showed up as careless to begin with is because you had an assumption about them showing up that way. So now you're letting old you dictate current you's manifestation, because old you created that assumption about them, and then likely made it grow and become stronger and more real. And you're reacting to it and making it more real and more powerful. It's lasting longer, and you keep experiencing it, and you keep experiencing it, and you keep experiencing it. So when somebody keeps showing up in an undesirable way, keep reminding yourself that is your old manifestation. That is your old creation of them. That is your old assumption of them. So all it means is that you haven't shifted that assumption yet. Or you shifted it, but it just hasn't, 3D hasn't caught up yet. Either way, it doesn't matter. You just keep doing the same process, and you'll know very quickly which one it is, right? If it takes much longer, then it means you haven't shifted the assumption yet. If it actually happens the next day, or later that evening, or the next morning, or 2 days, 3 days, a week later, then it shifted and you're good. But either way, it doesn't matter. The work is still the same. It's maintain a healthy mental diet, maintain putting the version of them first, not the version, the ideal, your imaginal version of them. Maintain putting that version of them as the one that actually matters. Put your weight in there. Put your, count that one as important and valuable and meaningful to you, not what you keep getting, because what you keep getting is literally what you made. It's like I've used this analogy before about the pie and the cake, right? It's like you bake a pie and then you open the oven and you're like, what the I wanted cake. I wanted cake. Well, you baked it, right? So you could sit there and look at it and keep yelling about how you want cake and this isn't cake and I'm so frustrated and I didn't want pie and I don't even like pie and why did this come out as pie again? Well, because you put all the ingredients for pie into the bowl, into the mix, and that's what you actually created. So what do? For real, you throw it in the garbage, you ignore it, you let it go, you get it out of your kitchen, and now you bake a cake, right? Right? You put the right ingredients in there. So that's what this is. You just got to go with the flow and keep remembering that everything that shows up is your assumption. It's not how it is. It's not the definitive truth. It's not how they are. If you keep saying it is, then yes, it will be how they are, but it's up to you. They don't have to keep showing up that way, but you do need to do the work of continuously bringing your thoughts back to the ideal version. Give that one weight, value, meaning, make that one more important. Okay. Um, yeah. And then what else do I have? I have notes. So what else did I note on here? The last thing is just to persist until it happens. And you don't have to persist like you're pushing a boulder up a hill and you're sweating and it's frustrating and you just can't get it, right? If you're doing these other things, it won't feel like that. If you are really practicing to appreciate the things you like about them, not assign too much importance to the old version still showing up, hold the value in the ideal version, know that what you imagine is more powerful than what you're seeing because what you're seeing is a result of what you imagined before. That's how it works, right? It's just always in rotation. So as my imaginal version becomes more dominant, so does my 3D reality, right? Like you want to start reminding yourself stuff like that. And then also, like I said, the forgiving and letting go of the past is really valuable and important in doing that. So, yeah, can you recreate people? Absolutely. Can you recreate everyone? 100%. What do you have to do it? Just value your imaginal version of them more than the 3D version and persist until the 3D catches up. You can do this. We can all do this. We are amazing and powerful, and I believe in all of us. All right. So that's my video for today. I hope you guys liked it. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing, doing all that commenting. Good luck on the contest, and I hope you all have an amazing, wonderful day. Bye.